So, dudes, we're taking a look at some OSA plays. So I came across this Siege.gg article talking about OSA plays in during the Siege Invitational 2022, and she's not a mainstay in a lot of team rosters right now, but she is a mainstay in a couple of them, primarily Team Liquid. So it says here, if this includes Liquid, we're talking about Bank, almost flawless while attacking the downstairs CCTV objective, which is what we're looking at right now, who went flawless on 3 out of the 4 sites, but struggled on the kitchen objective. We're not going to spend too much time breaking down the defender setup because this is a primarily an attacker video, but we will be talking about the actual placements of OSA's gadget and the different ways you can use them. So one of the ways that you can use an OSA shield is as a passive angle holding tool. She's going to hold the blue rotate from the top of the blue stairs to catch anybody on a late flank, and then she's going to pick up the shield. Then she's going to move one of the, I forget which shield it was specifically, but she does place one eventually over here and one over here. So on this, looking south into the A-bomb site and looking west into the A-bomb site towards red, and then here towards the actual crossover from this door behind the bomb chassis. So when you're attacking on Bank, if you ban Cade, you're more than likely going to run into a Mira. Okay? If you ban Mira, you're more than likely going to run into a Cade. So, that is the gamble that you take. One of the more difficult aspects about dealing with Mira on this site is what you can see here, is this red hold with a reinforced wall, whole shotgunned out, a little bit of year 2 stuff. This has been around for a long time. So, this gunfight is very difficult to take because obviously with the black mirror, she can peek off of that, and if you don't have a drone on it, you're not going to be able to tell when she peeks you. Makes planning there really, really difficult to do. Also, she can throw a C4 at you. I just realized while I was recording this that my face cam was taking up too much of the screen, so I made it smaller again. So, in order to deal with this Mira, you can open up the hatch. That's one way. Get an ang, right, onto the red player. So that's already happening as we speak. But we've also got our OSA shield planted here, and we don't have any dedicated yellow players, right, that can try to contest this and then like throw a C4 at it. So Mira's kind of caught in a situation here. She can take the gunfight if she wants, but if somebody's gonna play off of this OSA shield, now you have a little dance. You have a little QE dance going on between whoever's gonna play on this shield and the Mira on this window here. So that adds a layer to the gunfight that wasn't there previously when OSA wasn't in the game. Here's a little duel that takes place that doesn't really go anywhere.
The same time, though, Liquid, if they're able to properly fend off...
That's a very safe position to have. One component of all this that I found really strange at first glance is that FaZe doesn't have a Jaeger or a Mai. And I think the reason that they didn't bring one is because they expected to play off of the hatch a little bit more aggressively. You see you got 3 people up top. I think their idea was to cut off the plant from the hatches, but that doesn't really happen. I think it's too risky to pull off. I think it's an interesting one-off strat to maybe catch people by surprise, but like the operators that you trade off of, you could have very well easily traded off the Warden for a Jaeger to make sure that the Mira doesn't get grenaded off of this spot, right? But like it just seems like too big of a gamble. Regardless of all this, Liquid managed to go for the plant, and they successfully plant it. Eventually, Ace manages to blow up the Mira, and then OSA takes her shield, the one, I'm presuming the one that she had from blue stairs. She moves it over here. So now we have the 2 shields set up that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Without an OSA shield in this situation, you used to have to play off of cover and then not get as advantageous of an angle before, right? So let's pretend there's no OSA on the board. So Nesk, he would probably have to play like somewhere, you know, behind the server rack here, and then kind of try to catch the Mira peeking the Ace while he's on the plant. But that angle is a little bit less shallow the further back and the more concealment Nesk has. Maybe he can play a little bit up here, but the problem with that is that he can get shot from the door, right? So if he's up here, trying to play off a cover here, then he can get swung by somebody back here. So the thing that's really interesting about these shields is that it's value that Osa doesn't just rely on herself, right? Like, she can obviously play off of them, but her team can play off of them. They're dynamic. She can move them throughout the course of the round. And she doesn't have any destructive capabilities, and that's like the one big glaring weakness with her character. But what she brings to the table is enough to justify her presence, because she creates strategic opportunities for her team that weren't there previously. With this Osa shield planted here, Resets is able to take the opening pick and get a kill off of somebody swinging off of the door here to try and contest the plant. So really, once these shields are down and once these walls are open, these gunfights are very hard for the defenders to take. You're pretty much relying on a flank or a really good C4 throw. But you can't really take the gunfights as easily as you used to. And you might be thinking, okay, 5v2, easy, right? There's nothing more to talk about. However, it does get a little bit too close for comfort. And an Osa shield, I believe, ultimately was part of what kept the attackers from throwing this away. A little bit of positioning there. That's awkward timing. You're gonna try to like pre-fire the head popping up here, maybe. Just not gonna happen. This gunfight, anybody playing on this shield, it's so easy. It's easier to play than off of a conventional deployable shield because the whole thing is clear. All you have to do is hit C and then boop. That's it. 4v1. Cyber manages to get a couple of picks here towards the end. And if there's no Osa shield in this situation, if instead of a 2v1, it's a 2v2 instead, right? Then this might be winnable. But it's not, because that gunfight was too difficult to contest. Osa even got banned at one point. TSM versus Liquid. TSM reads into what Liquid's doing, and then they managed to do a ban, and then they beat Liquid in this playoffs best of 3 here. Target ban against Liquid. So Osa's good, right? She has her usefulness. She's not like an every site kind of operator, but I think particularly on Bank, she can also do an alt Montang kind of thing where she can like walk around with the shield and then scout ahead of her teammates. But just that round that I described there, some sites it really just opens it up completely, because it gives the attackers so many tactical advantages in terms of protecting the bomb planter. That's huge. That's huge on this map. Really boxy kind of sites, you know, like establish a big angle here, establish another angle here. Really powerful for Osa. Coastline is another good map to bring Osa with. Oxygen took advantage of her, which was also mentioned in the siege.gg article here, especially by Foxay. If you want to see how Osa can be used as an alt Montang, we'll end the video on a little bit of a cliffhanger. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a like. It really helps me out a lot. And I'll see you guys in that video very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Deuces.